Hi guys, and welcome back to Marathon-Crossfit. So today we're going to talk about Jim Wendler Joker Sets. So we will talk about what are Joker Sets, what is Jim Wendler, how to do Joker Sets, and why to do Joker Sets and all. And then we will wrap up the entire thing, and I hope you will learn something at the end of the video, and let's jump right into it. So just as a little reminder for everyone who came here and who is not that familiar with the Jim Wendler program and just found Joker Sets, most of you who found the video will already know that, but still to reiterate, Jim Wendler 531 is a program for strength development that has been developed by the person, Jim Wendler, who is a former footballer and powerlifter. To have a very good program that you can do in a continuous loop to gain strength. So it is a lifting program for intermediates, not necessarily for beginners. If you want to check why I think that and what intermediate lifters are, please check the description box below, because there is a definition of intermediate lifters that I've linked, and also a review of the Jim Wendler program itself, the core program, as I did it for 8 months. So do that for further reference if you don't know what Jim Wendler is before diving into specifics of Joker Sets. So what are Joker Sets exactly? Joker Sets are being used in the Jim Wendler program to auto-regulate your days, depending on whether you have a good or a bad day. Now, this is an improvement on the Jim Wendler program compared to the core Jim Wendler program at the beginning. Wendler came up with that in his second book called Beyond 531, and it is specifically addressed to people who criticized his core program being not tailored enough to powerlifters and taking not enough advantage of very, very good days. So basically, if you have something left in the tank after your top set, why not make use of that and actually increase the weight and do more sets? So that is the basic idea of a Joker set, that you're adding to the 6 core sets of Jim Wendler if you performed very well, to overload, and especially for powerlifters to progress to higher weight, to then peak out at a meet to increase platform performance. So how to do Joker Sets themselves? Well, Joker Sets will be done at the end of your session when you're doing Jim Wendler for the squat, the bench press, or the deadlift. And usually what I like to do there is depending on the week that I'm at in the program. So if I'm on a 5 repetition week, I usually cap the top set at 10 repetitions. If I'm on a 3 repetition week, I cap the top set at 7 repetitions, and if I'm on a 1 week or a 531 week, then I cap the top set at 5 repetitions. So if I had the 10, the 7, or the 5 quite considerably and with a good feeling and with a lot of power and speed in the bar, what you then do is you actually add another set with 5, 3, or 1 repetition, depending on the week, and you increase the load by 5 to 10%. So for example, on the 5-3-1 week in the Jim Wendler program, if you hit the 5 repetitions on the 6th set, then load another 5 to 10% on the barbell, and then try to do 1 repetition. If you hit that, do again 5 to 10% more. If you hit that, do more. If you think you will miss the next set, then stop. So for example, on a 5 repetition week, the 6th set, the top set, was capped at 10 repetitions. Then you go to a Joker set of 5 repetitions with 5% more load. If you hit the 5, get another 5% on top, and so further until you think the next set of 5s you are going to fail. Okay? If that all sounds a bit complicated, again, just refer back to the blog post that I've linked below, because there you have it all visualized with pictures, and you can go into a bit more detail and also just calculate for yourself how that all works out. So I hope that helps you to know how to do Joker sets. Now, after we've talked about what Jim Wendler is, what Joker sets are, and how to do them, finally to conclude to why you want to do them at all. Now, why you want to do them at all is, especially if you are a powerlifter on the Jim Wendler 531 program, you might want to work with actually auto-regulating your load and going a bit above and beyond in weight, because powerlifting is all about the 1 repetition maximum, so the maximum load that you can load on your shoulders or that you can deadlift off the ground. So therefore, if you have a good day, it is suboptimal to not make use of that in the long run, to then if you don't auto-regulate and go up in load. Now, of course, that only applies if you are a powerlifter yourself. If you are doing Jim Wendler 531 as a supporting program, as an MMA fighter, or as a bodybuilder, or as someone who just generally wants to get stronger, you don't want to look into the whole Joker set approach. You might want to look into the boring but big program if you were more about bulking up. And if you were more about conditioning, maybe just do your 531 in about half an hour in the gym, and then do the conditioning that you want to do, working with a sandbag, going on the rower, depending on where your goals are. So, auto-regulation and Joker sets are especially for people who are focused on strength gains rather than bulking up, and they're especially for powerlifters, and also not really for Olympic weightlifting, because if you were an Olympic weightlifter, do the training that is specific to Olympic weight training, and the deadlift and the squat and the bench press, which are prescribed in the Jim Wendler program. Only one of those lifts actually has a real carryover to the world of Olympic weightlifting. I mean, of course, you could make a case for the deadlift having some carryover, but most people actually then like to do hang snatches or speed deadlifts, rather than maximum effort deadlifts to improve their performance on Olympic weightlifts. So I hope this all helped you to get better. I hope you learned something about Joker sets. If you like the content, please subscribe, share, comment, if you want to correct me, or if you think this is awesome, or what helps to help the channel. Thank you very much and have a very pleasant day. Bye bye.